up again. Mm-hmm. Bring the translation up. Mm-hmm. Can't see the whole thing.
Is it okay, Guru Maharaj? Can you see translation?
No, Mataji, Hare Krishna. He dropped off, Mataji. Guru Maharaj dropped off.
Okay, so I thought it is my, it's not my screen.
No, it's Guru Maharaj
everyone.
said. It's Guru Maharaj said happening actually. He's something wrong with his network, looks like.
Oh, okay.
He may join again.
When we were little, we discovered how much fun it is to move. It's time.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Guru Maharaj.
Purport. Cheap devotees or materialistic devotees of the Lord are very much desirous to see the Lord personally without meeting the prerequisite qualifications. Such third grade devotees should know well that material attachment and seeing the Lord face to face cannot go together. It is not such a mechanical process that the professional Bhagavatam reciters can do the job on behalf of the third grade materialist pseudo devotees. The professional men are useless in this connection because they are neither self-realized nor interested in the liberation of the audience. They're simply interested in maintaining the material establishment of family attachment and earning some material benefits out of the profession. Maharaj Parikshit had no more than 7 days to live. But for others, Maharaj Parikshit personally recommends that one hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, nityam, always, by one's own effort, with a serious devotion also. That will help one see the Lord Sri Krishna manifested in one's heart within no time. The pseudo devotee, however, is very anxious to see according to the whims, not making any serious efforts to hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, and without detachment from material benefit. That is not the way recommended by the authority like Maharaj Parikshit, who hear and benefited by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gina Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Shrimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharini Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Vastyadya Bade Satarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bebacha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vanasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So if you want to see a big man in this world, generally it's not always easy or not even possible in some cases. You have to make arrangements and you have to be permitted to see that person by that person. Therefore, people want to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead or connect with the Supreme Personality of Godhead just because they desire to do so, without making any arrangements to qualify themselves, such as engaging in devotional service to the Lord and purifying their heart, and also very essential, no longer interested in trying to find happiness through material endeavors. So here we hear about the pseudo devotees who think that simply by their desire, or they try to give their own opinions of what God is like and what God should be like, or why doesn't he do things in this way. I received a message text from a person I really don't know, who's complaining that he can't see Krishna. And he's given reasons why Krishna is not allowing him the mercy he needs. Well, I haven't answered his inquiry yet, but it's in line with what we're saying here. People perform devotional service or even attempt to perform devotional service with a desire to gain something. And that is not devotional service, that is business. I give you some money, you give me the product. That is not spiritual life. Spiritual life is we are in this material world due to our desire to enjoy separate from Krishna. And before we can actually connect with Krishna and get back to Krishna, we have to give up the reasons why we ran away from Krishna. We keep the same reasons why we left Krishna and we want to go back to Krishna. You think Krishna is going to be able to give his darshan or his associations to such persons? As they say, one cannot serve two masters. One will follow one and despise the other, or one will follow the other and neglect the other. So you can't follow two masters. We either, if we're interested in Krishna, we have to qualify ourselves. And what is the first qualification? I'm no longer trying to become happy and satisfied by this material energy, which doesn't give happiness and satisfaction, but because of our association with material energy from time immemorial, we convince ourselves that there's some happiness in this material world, and all we have to do is find out the means to achieve it. Everyone has been trying to do that since material energy manifested itself. But no one has actually found that. And even if one gets a little relief from the suffering that material energy gives, still they have to lose whatever they gain as time moves everything down or away. So here we hear that there are people who take up some type of spiritual life and they go to these professional Bhagavatam reciters. These people are actually make an occupation to bring in people and recite Bhagavatam to them. They charge money because the reason they charge money, as it says here, they're interested in maintaining their family attachment and earning some material benefits out of the profession. They don't care so much about the audience. They only care about performing their activity in order to get it. So that kind of Bhagavat reciting has no value. Or if it has any value, it just attaches one more to the material world. That's all. But a real person is Maharaj Parikshit and Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami came because Maharaj Parikshit had no desire to maintain his material attachments. He had a lot of responsibilities and big responsibilities. He was king of the world. He had a very wonderful and devoted family. He could conquer his enemies as soon as they arise. He had a following of ministers and other assistants who were completely dedicated to him. His treasury was full of wealth. There was nothing negative in his life. And he was also a devotee of the Lord. But simply by hearing that he got cursed by an unqualified Brahmin boy, he thought, and now he had the power to rescind the curse or counteract the curse, but he didn't. He saw it as an opportunity to give up all of his material responsibilities and focus on the goal of life, to go back home, back to Godhead. And because he was fixed on that, and his means to do that was to fast until death, sat on the banks of the Jamuna River. Some people say Ganges, some say Jamuna. And he was fasting. And there was no consideration. He wanted to give up his body, thinking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Sukadev Goswami, who is Trikala Gyan, he knows past, present, and future, he understood that this great king is now about to leave his body, so he should get enlightened in the process of pure devotional service and the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he came. Sukadev Goswami is a self-realized soul. He doesn't have to come and do this work, but he did it on behalf of Maharaj Parikshit, which ultimately is done for the benefit of the entire world, because of that, we all have Srimad Bhagavatam available. And he came. And so many other great souls, personalities also came to give their advice to Parikshit Maharaj. But as soon as Sukadev Goswami came, he was the youngest of everyone there. He was only 16 years old. And he came. And as soon as they saw him, they understood he is a self-realized soul. Simply by seeing him, they could tell simply by his bodily features, he was a self-realized soul. And they gave him the seat of honor, and then he spoke. First, he questioned Maharaj Parikshit, what is your desire? Maharaj Parikshit answered that my desire is to become a pure devotee and go back and leave this material world, go back to Godhead. When he heard what was the desire of Maharaj Parikshit, he became very much enthusiastic to give him what he wanted, which was the benefit of everyone who heard Srimad Bhagavatam and everyone who is still hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So both the reciter and the recipient of the knowledge was qualified. And that's what it takes for transmission of transcendental knowledge. If the spiritual master is qualified and the disciple has other desires or is not qualified to hear or has doubts, then the transmission doesn't take place. Or if it does, it's only a very small part of the transmission. And if the spiritual master is not qualified, even though the disciple is eager and ready to hear, then he can't give what is needed for that person to become fully God conscious, fully Krishna conscious. So both have to be qualified. The spiritual master has to know the scriptures. He has to practice the scriptures in his life. And he has to teach the scriptures to others. The disciple has to be free from any desire to gain anything material from hearing transcendental knowledge, and listen with rapt attention, become a sponge in the sense that to absorb what is being said by the spiritual master, and to listen carefully, because when one listens carefully, two things happen. One, they get questions. Two, they realize what is being said. This is the process of hearing. Tad vidivati patena pariprasyena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnana jnaninav tattva darshanamaha. Submissiveness, eagerness to learn, humility, desires to offer service if required. This is the qualifications of a disciple. Simply to hear and make plans to improve one's material life based on spiritual knowledge, because you can use spiritual knowledge to try to improve your material life. There's people who do that. Bhakti Tirtha Swami was telling me one time that he had a friend who he met in the preaching realm, and this man was a businessman. So he was teaching him Krishna consciousness and also teaching him the importance of chanting Hare Krishna. While he was chanting Hare Krishna, the man was saying, I'm getting so many ideas how I can improve my business. No, that's not the idea. The idea is to understand that this material world is not our home, and the spiritual world is our desired goal. And the means to attain that is purification of the heart, which comes by executing service to the Supreme Lord, who is the goal of Krishna consciousness. The goal is to go back home, but the goal also is, and the higher goal, is to develop attraction and ultimately attachment and ultimately love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one should understand these principles as one engages in devotional service, and not just perfunctory or just routinely or mechanically or out of some duty perform the activities. One should do it understanding what is the purpose, what is this knowledge, how to understand it, how to apply it, and ask questions based on these principles, and ultimately to develop our attraction and ultimately love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is already seated within the heart of the living entity. That is the purpose of transcendental knowledge. Knowledge leads to love, and when love is there, knowledge falls away, because all knowledge is there within love. So to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the perfection of all knowledge. But knowledge gets us in the right direction. It teaches us what is the Lord and how to serve the Lord in such a way that the Lord is pleased by our service and develop that love. Now, this is the principle of Krishna consciousness, and not some routine activities that just become part of our day. But the most important part of our day is to maintain the family, to make money, to go on with our material affairs, and somehow or other find some time to do something spiritual. That is not for a serious person who understands what is this material world and why we are here. We don't know why we're here, and we won't see a reason to get out. We're here because we are what we say, what is that word? Let's see, what is that? We have what we call freedom. And Krishna is completely free, but we have what we say marginal freedom. We can choose between God and we can choose between doing our own thing separate from God. Krishna gives you that, what we say, freedom to choose, because love is based on voluntarily choosing. Krishna will not force us to love him, because that is not love, that's force. You have children, you can't force them to love but you can teach them what is the way to live in order for them to understand their relationship with you and follow that. So in the same way, Krishna teaches us through the spiritual master, through the scriptures, through the process of worshiping him in different ways. And also he teaches us through the suffering that he allows us to undergo as a means for us to wake up to the reality that this material world is not a nice place. Hare Krishna. So yeah, but a pseudo devotee, as it's mentioned here throughout, is very anxious to see the Lord or to get something from the Lord by their own means, and doesn't make any efforts to qualify themselves to achieve the Lord's association. Okay, so these are some points to think about. We can stop here. And Sukava, I have to end at the hour. So we
Okay.
have about 30 minutes for questions.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you so much, Maharaj.
I have another engagement coming up very soon.
Okay. All right, Guru Maharaj. We'll try and encourage devotees to ask questions soon possible. So, dear devotees, if you have any questions, please don't hold on. Just ask questions. If you want to put it in the chat, I can read it for you as well. And if you can put your cameras on, that'll be very nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any questions?
They'll come, don't worry. Give them time to think.
Yes, Shiv Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Maharaj. And our promise, please accept my humble obeisance at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, question from today's class, Maharaj. In Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, 59 sloka, there is this statement, Param Drishtva Nivartate, that we cannot be divided after the desires, but we have to seize the lower desires with the higher desires, higher taste. So, a question, Maharaj, on that. It seems the lower taste is obstructing us from experiencing the higher taste. And the sloka says, unless you have higher taste, you will not be able to kind of come out of the lower taste. So that seems to be a deadlock, Maharaj. So how can we kind of look at that?
Well, you have to be eager for that higher taste. Higher taste comes by the process of devotional service, especially chanting, and especially kirtan. Kirtan will give you immediately higher taste. Immediately. Take part in kirtan, which is the Yuga Dharma. Krishna Varna Tvasa Krishna Sangopanga Saparshadam Yajnai Sankirtanai Prayaya Janti Hi Sumedasaha. Those who have good intelligence take part in kirtan, not just on the weekend when they have 15 minutes free. No, every day. Kirtan. Kirtan will give you a higher taste if you absorb yourself in kirtan. Prasadam will give you a higher taste because it can't be compared to any ordinary foods because it's Krishna and transcendental foodstuffs. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam will help you develop a higher taste. And really, the higher taste comes by serving Vaishnavas. When you make it a service or make it a regulation to serve the Vaishnavas, there's where your higher taste really starts to manifest. And all of the higher taste that you get from all of the available higher tastes from other activities is centered around serving Vaishnavas. So everything is there in the process. You just have to go for it. Visayan vinivartante niharasya dehinam raso varjam raso pyaspya param driswa nivartante. Yeah, it's a key verse. Param driswa nivartante. If some people say nobody loves me. Yes, because you want people to love you, show love to others. If you want a higher taste, you got to go for it. You can't say, well, I'm going to sit here until a higher taste comes. It's not going to come. You got to go for it. Devotional service is proactive. It's not simply going to drop out of the sky just because you want it. You got to go for it. And kirtan's the higher taste. At least that will be the vote of most devotees. Kirtan is there. Last night we had kirtan for 3 hours. It was wonderful. It was spontaneous. We decided just to have kirtan and people just came. We had a room full of devotees and some really, not only kirtans, we did bhajans, kirtans, discussions. It was just so satisfying to talk about Krishna, to chant Krishna's name, to go in deeper into the bhajans by the great acharyas, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur. Bhajaharemana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charana Vindore. We sang that one. I mean, what is that beautiful song? Nittai Nittai Chaitanya Bolo Nache Amar Man Nache Amar Man Nache Amar Man Olo Nittai Chaitanya Bolo Nache Amar Man. Just chant the names of Nittai Gaur and make the mind dance. Oh mind, please dance, please dance. Nache Amar Man, Nache Amar Man. Mind, please dance, please dance. Chanting the names of Gaur and Nittai. So the song itself makes you dance just by the rhythm of the song. So we were singing all these bhajans. Everyone was like over the moon. We even had some people who were like 80 plus and they were singing and clapping. So kirtan is our life, really. And prasadam, kirtan and prasadam, can't beat it. Serve the devotees. If you say, I'm going to wait for that time when everything is there and then I'll go for it. No, it's already there. You got to go for it. The tired taste is there. Krishna is giving it and he's throwing it at you. But you have to take it.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Many key points. I'm taking a note of it, Maharaj. Thank you.
Yeah. Krishna consciousness is susukam kartam avyayam. It's not sukam, it's susukam. It gives you pleasure beyond anything you could imagine. But you have to go for it. And
Okay.
if you go for it, I guarantee you'll get it. It's not like you go for it and you won't get it. You'll get it.
Nice, so promising. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a lovely question. Sri Devi Mataji,
Yeah, great question. That's the key question.
please.
Thank you, Sakhavat. Dear Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. So, as you were speaking, Maharaj, so many things, I was thinking everything becomes so easy in the association of devotees. But away from the association of devotees, everything is so difficult. And I'm realizing more and more that my salvation, the only way I can survive is by staying in the association of devotees. Otherwise, everything is very, very difficult.
Well, Prabhupada gave us a statement which sounds a little, how we say, unphilosophical. He said, there are three things that are most important in Krishna consciousness: association, association, association. Can you remember those three things? He said that. He wanted to make a point. Chant in association, take prasadam in association, read and discuss the philosophy in association with other devotees, and serve in the association of other devotees. You can't beat a devotee. There's nobody nicer than devotees. Devotees are the nicest people on the planet. Even if they have some flaw, it doesn't matter. Still, they're nice people. They want to serve, they like to help, they're eager to share whatever they have with you. Yeah, so association. And Prabhupada would also say, and this is actually a truism even outside of, actually it covers everything. Tell me who you associate with, and I'll tell you who you are.
Very true.
You associate with the non-devotees, then you'll become like that. So when you're with the non-devotees, you have to give them your association and not take their association. You have to become the association. And you get that Shakti when you're in association with devotees. You get that adhikari, that knowledge. So thank you. That's the most important thing.
Yes, very good point.
When
Thank
we're
you.
by ourselves, our mind just takes over. This is not right. That's not right. She's not right. He's not right. Where I am is not right. Where I'm going, I'm not sure if it's going to be right. The mind is like the mind. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati gives a clear understanding. He says the mind is a non-devotee. Don't trust your mind. Always distrust. And we're not supposed to associate with non-devotees. So don't associate with your mind. Make your mind a devotee. That's what you're meant. You say, my dear mind, I'm going to chant japa now. So don't go anywhere else. Stay with the sound vibration. And if you decide to go out anywhere else, I'm going to bring you back. And if you keep running away, I'm going to get really upset at you. And I'm going to cut you off from all of your sense gratification. Threaten the mind. Plead, beg the mind. What is that? Manashiksha. What is Raghunath Das Goswami doing? He's cajoling the mind. He's begging the mind. He's instructing the mind. Please follow me. I'm not the mind. I'm the person who has a mind. Hare Krishna. We like our mind. That's all right. If your mind's Krishna conscious, then you should like it. But if it's not, you should do some work.
Guru Maharaj, we have been always trained to use our mind from the very beginning. That's why we are so attached to it. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
the mind is a composite of all of our desires, all our experiences, all our idiosyncrasies, all of our everything, emotions, not only in this life, but in previous lives. It's all within the mind. Some of it is conscious, some of it's on the unconscious. And the unconscious also dictates to the conscious level. And therefore, we find ourselves in different situations without even trying to be there. The mind just takes you there.
Mm.
So it says, there's some nice verses. Go to the 5th canto, 6th chapter, verse number 2 or 3. I think it's 2.
Okay. Let me,
Yeah, I need somebody to read these verses who is a good
Sure.
reader. Who's a good reader?
let me go on the verse first, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, 5, 6, 2.
5, chapter 6. Okay,
Mhm.
let me
This
share.
canto.
I'll share you.
Yeah. It's interesting, Srila Prabhupada gave classes on these verses along with giving purports in his books.
You said 2,
Yeah.
yeah. Is it the one?
Uh,
Sukadev
yeah,
Goswami
yeah,
replied.
yeah, you can read those verses.
Okay.
It's 3, Guru Maharaj.
It starts with,
Restless mind.
yeah, 2 isn't 2 also there?
This is 2, Guru Maharaj. Srila Sukadev Goswami replied, "My dear king, you have spoken correctly. However, after capturing animal, a cunning hunter does not put faith in them, for they might run away. Similarly, those who are advanced in spiritual life do not put faith in the mind. Indeed, they always remain vigilant and watch the mind's action."
Number 3.
Okay.
Just keep going through the verses.
Number 3 is, all the learned scholars have given their opinion. The mind is by nature very restless, and one should not make friends with it. If we place full confidence in the mind, it may cheat us at any moment. Even Lord Seva becomes agitated upon seeing the Mohini form of Lord Krishna. And Sobhari Muni also fell down from the mature stage of yogic perfection. Shall I go on text 4?
Yeah.
An unchaste woman is very easily carried away by paramours, and it sometimes happens that her husband is violently killed by her paramours. If the yogi gives his mind a chance and does not restrain it, his mind will give facility to enemies like lust, anger, and greed, and they will doubtlessly kill the yogi.
Number 5.
The mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. Combined, these constitute bondage to fruitive activities. What learned man would put faith in the mind? Text 6.
Okay.
Okay.
No, 6 it changes the topic now.
Okay.
So these verses, Prabhupada gave classes. He also wrote purports on each one of these verses, and he also spoke on each one of these verses from 2 all the way to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can hear Prabhupada's lectures on it, which are even more powerful than his purports. I have recorded his lectures separately in a separate text, which I keep, and I listen to it sometimes. And I also will happily make it available to anyone who wants it. But you can find it online. Just Prabhupada's explanations of these texts, which he's already given in the Bhagavatam, but he expounds on it, expands it in a series of lectures.
Mm.
So, I mean, there's so many things we could say about what we just read, but it says, don't trust your mind. Trust, can you trust? Trust Krishna, trust the spiritual master's teachings. Yeah, there's where you put your trust. If the mind doesn't gel or line up with the teachings of the Guru, Krishna, and the previous acharyas, then you can say that the mind is acting in a deviant way. Make plans using the mind to practice devotional service. We use the mind in a purified way or in a right way, and don't be controlled. The mind is very strong. Just like it says here, Subhari Muni, he was meditating underwater, and he had completely controlled his mind underwater. But then he saw 2 fishes engaged in copulation, and he got attracted to that somehow. And he gave up his meditation and desired to seek out some ladies, and then he wound up marrying 50 girls and became an ordinary householder. Lord Shiva, when he saw the beautiful form of Mohini Murti, which is Krishna, he chased after it. Lord Shiva's Dhira. But still, he became affected. So don't think, oh, I can control my mind. Not that easy.
It's difficult to control unconscious mind than the conscious, isn't it, Guru Maharaj?
The unconscious mind will become more active when you don't control the conscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
Control means to direct the mind in a certain way. If thoughts came up in the mind that are not beneficial, take your mind or take those thoughts out and replace them with Krishna conscious thoughts. or at least thoughts in the mode of goodness. I'll give you an example how the mind will work. You're standing on top of a very high building and you're looking down, and the mind says, jump. You've ever had that experience?
Yes.
Now, you're not going to listen to your mind, obviously, but where does that thought come from? Restless
Exactly.
mind.
Don't know.
The mind says, that guy over there is a rascal, but go punch him. You punch him and then he breaks your head with his fist. So the mind will tell you anything at any time, anywhere, if you allow it. So the more you practice mind control, the more easier it is to control it. It's not, and the best time to learn how to control your mind is when you chant japa. So make your japa not broken up, but continuous. That way, if you chant more continuously, then it becomes more easier to control the mind throughout the day and during the japa period also. When you break up your chanting so many times in the day, like I say, you should at least finish your japa in 2 sessions. But if you, and sometimes even 3 is even too much. But if you break up your japa, you won't be able to really develop mind control. There's where the key starts in japa. Learn how to read in such a way that you're not only reading, but you're thinking about what you're reading while you're reading it. So these are, I mean, there's a whole, if you really want to learn more about mind control, read the Bhagavad Gita, the 6th chapter. Krishna speaks the whole 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita about mind control. And then there are many verses, especially in the story, the pastimes of Jud Bharat, about mind control. Chapter 11 of 5th canto is full like that. In the 12th canto, Krishna speaks about the mind also. Krishna gives some really interesting instructions about mind control. So this is a very big subject. I've done many seminars on this subject, which are available for devotees. And others have also done it. So it's an interesting topic when you actually learn the dynamics of how the mind works. It's so subtle, you can't even see its own workings.
True.
And some people think, well, I'm not the body, but I'm the mind. No, you're not that guy either. So purify the mind by directing the mind in devotional service, especially the chanting of the holy names.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That is really helpful. Balaprabhu, have you got a question?
Yes.
Yeah, please go.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Vaishnavas everywhere. Guru Maharaj, what was just said is the mind is not a devotee. I'm writing that down, Maharaj. that is important. Seems very important. And something else was just mentioned that I was going to talk about was we identify with the mind. Because literally, we don't one of the problems of self-identification of I am the body is also I am the mind. But my question pertains to something we talked about earlier, where you said love or Krishna prema contains all knowledge. And then I thought about these stories. I'm not well read in Bhagavatam yet, but we constantly hear these stories from pravachans and everything. And they talk about some village person, even Narada Mahamuni, I think, was like that. He ate some prasadam and something, and then he did great meditation, and now he knows everything. So this concept of love containing knowledge, can you briefly retouch on that, Maharaj?
Yeah, the goal of knowledge is to attain love. So if you've made it to love, you've achieved, what is it? Vedanta krit Veda vid eva chaham. The end of knowledge is Vedanta. Veda anta. And what is that? Love of God. So knowledge leads to love, and when love is there, knowledge is actually, part of love, because it's already its purpose is to take you to love. So it's when you receive love of God, then knowledge is conspicuous by its absence.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the gopis, they don't care that Krishna is God, but they love him. Knowledge that Krishna is God is knowledge, but higher than that is to simply love him and serve him out of love. And so they have achieved the perfection of knowledge.
Beautiful.
To cultivate knowledge as it takes you in the direction towards love of God.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Is that
Balaprabhu,
good?
for that question.
Is that okay,
Hare
Bala?
Krishna. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Last question, and then I have to
Yes.
depart.
Yamritanam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances of Lord Srila Prabhupada, glories to Guru Maharaj. It's that japa question, Guru Maharaj. But till the time we are not till the time we are not taking the taste of the holy name when we do japa, most of the time we feel it dry, and that is because of the mind playing with us. So I mean, some practical tips or something practical with through which we can avoid this kind of stages.
If you hear nicely and regularly, the taste will develop. But if you go in and out of the hearing process, then it's very difficult for that taste to come. So you have to hear continuously, and then you'll start to taste the sweetness of it. So we should pray, not so much for taste, we should pray for being fixed in our chanting. And Krishna will definitely grant that mercy. He'll help you become fixed in your chanting. I mean, there's many things we can say about the techniques that help us become fixed in chanting. I mean, Sachinandana Maharaj has written a comprehensive book describing. One thing he says that helps to bring about hearing is just focus on hearing the first hare in the mantra. Hear that first hare. Make your mind force it to hear that first hare. And then it becomes more natural to hear the rest of the mantra. And then as that develops, you can hear the first Hare Krishna. And then it becomes more easier to connect. Pray to the Lord, please, give me your mercy in the form of the holy name. We can pray also. Don't be in a hurry to finish. Here, I'll give you the formula. Let me go to my desktop. I can just go to desktop real quick here. Let me see how to get to desktop. Okay, can you hear me yet?
Yes, we can hear you. Maharaj.
This is called the 6 qualities to perfect our chanting. I can open it up. It's not
You
opening.
can, your co-host Guru Maharaj, if you want to share your screen, you can do that as well.
I just want to open this one text, then
Mhm.
I can read it. I can't
Okay.
seem to open it. Doesn't open. It's not opening. It's a simple text.
Yeah.
Why isn't it opening? Okay, wait a minute. I got it now. I'll read it. Okay? Ready?
Yes.
The 6 qualities to perfect our chanting. And there's also Sanskrit verses here. In order to perfect one's chanting of japa, one needs to cultivate the following qualities. Control of the mind, internal and external purity. 1, concentrating the mind. Silence, contemplation of the mind, the mantra's meaning, to think about the mantra's meaning, patience, and steadfastness. While chanting japa, focus the mind in one place. Be pure in consciousness and do not speak anything useless. Meditate on the meaning of the holy name and take shelter of the quality of patience. In this way, show affectionate respects towards Krishna's name and ultimately engage in Nam Smaranam. Maintain both physical cleanliness
Guru Maharaj, please.
body and
Okay.
as positive, sattvic thoughts and feelings. Avoid speaking, reading messages, or watching anything during your japa prep. Silence means the simple meaning is please engage me in your service or please accept me. Additionally, you may meditate on the meaning provided by Gopal Guru Goswami. That's another text. Contemplate the meaning of the mantra. Don't rush your chanting to complete a fixed number of rounds. Don't lose hope when results don't come as quickly as expected. Remain patient. Repeatedly bring the mind back when it wanders. So each one of these has a Sanskrit verse attached to Manasaharanam, Saucham, Maunam, Mantraya, Chittanam, Avyagratva, and Anirveda. So if you like, I can send this text to someone, and that person can make it available to all the devotees.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. You can send it to
This-
anyone.
This is,
Srimati
this is the
Mataji or
highest,
me as
this
well.
is the highest text that is available.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So
Thank
give me a person to send it to, and I'll be happy to send it.
if you send it to me, I can share as well, Guru Maharaj. Or Srimati Mataji, whoever.
I'm not sure I have your email address, Sukava. That's why I'm wondering.
You have Guru Maharaj.
You can send to me, Guru Maharaj, if you like the idea.
All right, that's easy. I'll send it to Sridev. I have
Devi
it.
Mataji. Yes, sure.
Yeah, if you study this and try to understand what's being explained, you'll start to see of these little intricate principles that you can adopt while you're chanting, which will help to perfect your chanting. And this is from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So,
Mhm.
okay, unfortunately, in about 25 minutes, a little less, I have another program, and I also have to prepare myself for the program. So I have to say
No. Thank you.
arrivederci.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. There is one question lying in the chat, which is on the mercy of the Guru. Shall I just quickly read it? Please?
Yes.
Okay. Rishabha Prabhu is saying, Gurudeva, it seems to me that higher taste come from the mercy and blessings of the advanced devotee. Is it Is that possible?
You have to qualify to receive the higher taste, but it comes from them, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Krishna Prabhu, that will help. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare
Thank you so much,
Krishna.
Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Danvat Pranam.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank
ki
you.
jai.
Thank
And Candramauli
Guru
Swami
Maharaj ki
Maharaj
jai.
ki jai.
Jai.
All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
So plug into Sri Devi and she'll send you the text.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Sri Devi Mataji. Please forward it to us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, whoever would like to, please just let me know and I will send it to you. Thank you.
I think Sridevi Mataji, if you put it on the group, the email, that'll be great. Everyone can
Just send it on the group to everyone.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
On the conference.
The conference.
I think
Okay.
I'm not in the group. If you could send it to me separately, if it's not too much trouble. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're not on the CMS conference email list?
I think I'm not sure.
Okay, we will add you, Mataji, definitely. Thank you for reminding that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
If you can send me your email, I can do that for you.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sukhava. Thank you, devotees.
Thank you so much. everyone.
Oh, so nice to see Kiran.
Yeah.
Kiran, it's interesting. Just see, Kiran and I sat at the Sadhu Sangha table, and she's from Haridwar.
Very well.
Yeah, all the way from Haridwar, she had come to the Sadhu Sangha, and we just started talking. And Mataji said, I would like to join the group, and here she is.
Oh,
Yeah.
To our Guru Maharaj's daily class. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
yes. Hear anything?
See, association. Mataji, you said about that, didn't you?
Yes, I was just going to say association, association, association. We must not forget.
So much.
Guru Maharaj's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy. He's making himself so available that it's just amazing how many people, it's like honey to a honey pot, you know. Guru Maharaj's mercy is just reaching everyone. So just very happy to have Kiran online.
Yeah, I had so many questions to concentrate the mind and all. I got all the answers now.
Haribo! Welcome, Kiran.
Yeah, thank
Sukhabaha, our hostess, is from Brooklyn, and she's hosting the call. If you like, you can connect with her also, and Srimati, who also hosts calls. And that way, you already connected with Srimati at Sadhu Sangha. Yeah. You call the okay, then that's all. Okay.
Sukhava Mataji, I have sent you the email address.
I got it. Yes, Mataji, I got it.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna, Sri Devi Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice to see you, Kiran Mataji. I would like to see you more often.
Yeah. I mean, 1 or 2 days I wasn't on the to hear the lectures, but yesterday I don't know what went wrong. My video was not working. My speaker was not working. I just sat without anything. So today I really hoped I should be on to listen everything there. So God willingly, everything happened good today.
Yeah, your good desires always sanctioned by Krishna.
That's true. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shilpesh Prabhu, Gauri Priya Mataji, everyone. Hare Krishna. Have a blissful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. I'll close the call now.